You are listening to SheKings with Erica and Allie. This is a podcast for peasants who don't want to live shitty lives. Every week we share insights on how to stop living out of habit and start living out of inspiration. So let's do this.
Okay, now we're going. Good morning.
Good morning.
My
Good
time.
afternoon.
It
Good
is
evening.
about 5, a little after 5-ish here.
Yeah, we're different people.
I know, because after this, I'm going to start my day and do my thing. It is snowing. It snowed all day yesterday. It's supposed to snow today. We have lots of snow. Lots of,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, none of that. No snow in my world, and I can tell you, I am okay with that.
It was crazy. Sunday, it was 70 degrees. It was so warm. And it was like a warm breeze blowing. Like it was spring. And then like Sunday night, it started to get really windy. Monday, the heavens opened and just dumped snow.
Well, I hope you had on some booty shorts on Sunday.
I know.
You know the best of that.
No booty shorts, but I did have both doors open up at the studio. So like breeze was going through the whole place.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It was nice. So what is new? What's going on? We haven't been talking like every day like we used to.
I know. I could tell you something different, you know what I mean? Because it's been a while. But here's the truth. Nothing has changed since last week. I wake up to go back to sleep. You know, that's what my life looks like. It feels awesome. I'm gonna, like, I don't know, quadruple down on that, a million times down on that. I'm in a good place, and yeah,
Nice.
that's me. That's me. What's up with you?
Oh my gosh. Well, let me start by saying that my daughter, my 6th grandbaby, is due tomorrow,
Woo,
Wednesday.
woo.
So I'm excited. So I'm helping her. I'm going to clean. I'm going to scrub down the place while she's at the hospital, make some meals.
Yes.
Then Mark and I made her this live wall. And so, have you seen those?
I love them.
Oh my God.
Hey, what did you use in the wall?
So I ordered some of those little pockets from Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
and Mark framed it in with some wood, so to hold it and really secure it. And so it has like this nice wooden frame, and it's pretty big. It's good size. I took 2 of the pocket things, so she has like 24 pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went and bought some plants and stuffed them in there, made sure they're like nice and happy with their dirt, and watered them. I have to go over there today and water them. She's not a plant person, so I know they're all shriveled up and like not happy. I watered them on Saturday. So yeah, it's time to go over there. So
You're
yeah,
such a good mom. I am telling you, little Asha, she's gonna be out in this world. Like, good luck. But my mom was like that. My mom would go on vacation,
yeah.
really to travel, and like literally, we would not hear from her. It's like, I'm gone. It's been real, and I feel like I don't know. I guess I always felt really independent because of that. But like as I age, I realized like that's just the personality trait of the mothers in my family.
Yeah.
They're just like full of love, but like relatively uninvolved. It's like live your best life.
I know. Cheers.
Here.
I don't know if my kids would appreciate that or not, because I check in with them like every day. And I know like Erin, as she's getting close, I know she appreciates it and she reaches out to me. But Mark with his kids, like he will go weeks, if not months, not talking to them. And I'm just like, and he's like, they're adults. And I'm just like, oh, it's so foreign to me.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are things? Do you need anything?
Well, that's awesome, especially now she's having another little human.
Um,
Those
number
meals,
four,
4 babies.
four
Jesus.
babies, and it's a girl. And we've already talked about Nava. She's
Yeah.
already.
If you guys haven't heard Allie talk about Nava, Nava is pure fire. Okay.
Has no.
It's
She
the um, incarnation of Callie Ma.
yeah, she's, oh my gosh. And I don't know if I told you this. We had her, so we have them Friday, Friday morning. I take them to school. We pick them up. We have them all through Friday, and then we have them Saturday. So we make pancakes in the morning. And she's like, I want pancakes. So I made her pancakes. She wanted blueberries. So I put blueberries on there. And she wanted to watch her tablet at the table while she was eating. And I was like, no, you guys, no tablets. Let's just eat. And she sat there. She wouldn't eat. And I was like, Navia, eat your pancakes. She looked at me. She picked up her plate. She put it over her head and she threw it. I had
Yes.
syrup everywhere, blueberries everywhere. And I just looked at her and I was like, crazy.
Wait, how old is Nava?
She just turned 4 2 days ago.
Jeez. Because Asha does that. Asha like scratches me, she hits me. It's like a very abusive relationship. And like we're not a hitting family. And like we're not even a yelling family. So like for me to, you know, I don't get mad either. I don't know. I wonder if she is going to like grow up and be like sad that I didn't have such a response. Like my mom was too even. It was so hard. There was like no emotion in my, and I've been looking at her birth chart, looking at her astrology chart, and I'm like, and it says something to that effect, like there's like going to be some like emotional missingness. And I'm like, oh, because me and Dylan both, like she like will just pour a cup of water out onto the floor because she's pissed.
Yeah.
And we just look at each other and we smile and then we continue to do what we were doing. And I just go back to cooking.
Oh, the babies. Mark will get into a full philosophical discussion with Jamoris or Orion. And I just look at Mark. I was like, I don't understand. Like, why are you doing this? And he's just like, well, I mean, for him to tell me that I don't know is ridiculous. Of course I know. He's 5. I think they were having this interaction when Jamoris was 3, and I'm all, no.
Well, I look forward to that time. I'm gonna be Mark because I'm like, she really doesn't understand right now at 2, but I'm like, when is she gonna start to understand so I can like speak rationally to her? Because I'm like, dude, this is getting you nowhere. Like, look at me.
Look into my eyes.
Look into the windows of my soul.
Oh,
I don't care about what you're doing right now. And your win is not a real win because you're up against I'm nobody. Right? You're fighting you're shadow boxing right now, kid. And your dad, he literally his the pattern, that app that has people freaking out about astrology.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. So Willems, like he signed up for it, and the first thing that he got, I got it the same day because he's my partner. It just says, Willem is different. Like literally. That's it. So I'm like, kid, your mom lives on another fucking planet in another fucking galaxy. And your dad, he's different. So you gotta
Good luck.
Good luck. All the best.
Looking forward. Well, that's a good segue. Let's move into that's my shit.
Ooh, that's my shit. That's my shit.
I want to talk about pattern.
Shut up.
Yes. And so for the people who don't know, it's an app on your phone and you put your birthday, time, what else? Is it the place where you were born?
Yeah. The place.
They send you readings like every day, like things to look for. And I say this with everybody, like, it's just a guideline. It's just interesting. Like, please don't base your whole day or your whole life off of this, because it'll be like, because then you'll start to notice, there might be a little turmoil or disruption, and then you're noticing it, and then you're putting energy to it, and it just becomes a shit show. That's not what it's about. But it's just so interesting because everything, and I like to actually read mine at the end of the day. So then I read it, and then I'm just like, yep, that was my day. So it's actually really, really cool how they set it up. And then, so my two daughters are on there. And it's funny because me and Adriana are similar. And then Erin it popped out to be like, Erin is different.
Yes, just different.
Yes. And so we laugh about that. Or it's like, yeah, she is. She is.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm a huge fan of the patterns. So I love that you brought that up.
It's so good. It's so good.
I have a client who is an astrologer, and I'm going to ask her if I can share her stuff on here as that's my shit, because that woman, Jesus, she opened up my whole entire world. And what I like about what she does is that she basically explains it as this like sort of, this is what you're here to confront and overcome. Like this is what these stars mean essentially.
Right.
And it's just so interesting. So it's actually really, really empowering.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the pattern has like an element of that. But yeah, if you fall in love with the pattern and you want to go deeper, let me tell you, she changed my entire freaking world. So I'm going to get permission from her.
Okay.
And I'll also tell you guys a little bit about the reading that she gave me, because praise the Lord. Yeah.
I would love that. It's interesting to know. So those who have little kids, or even for yourselves, to like do your birth chart. And there's ones that you can do online for free.
Yeah.
But it is so eye-opening. So Gamora behaves a certain way and he starts to act out. He gets in trouble at school. So they're on blue. And if you get on red, that means you're in trouble. He gets on red a lot because he can't stop talking. He interrupts people. But his birth chart basically says like he's a teacher. So he wants to explain things. And so when the teacher had him teach the class on how to make paper airplanes, like he thrived. And that kept him so content for like a week. And then it starts to shift again. So we take that information about the babies to work with them. So when Jamoris starts to act up, I'll just be like, Jamoris, can you explain this to me? Like, can you show me how to do this? Because I don't know how to do it. And he just like lights up. And
Yeah.
show me. And then he's like mellow. So it's so interesting and empowering.
Yeah.
Like know why the little ones, or even yourself or your spouse or whoever, behave the way that they are. And you're just like, oh, that's their personality. So we're born into a certain time. We pick it. Certain time, a certain day, like everything, the alignment of the stars, like it's all for a reason. And so understanding that reason is everything.
Yeah, this client, like a lot of what she talks about, like the reason why she does this is so that people can be fully and completely comfortable being themselves. And that, can you imagine if you are Jamoris and you don't have you as Imaji, right? And like you suddenly realize like, that's why I always feel comfortable like in front of the room leading. That's why I like can relax at that time. And like, society is always going to tell us like be something different than we are, which is I think a segue into what we're going to be talking about today, actually. So everything's flowing. But to be something different than you are. And so, one of the things with that astrology reading that blew my mind is that she just like really held up a mirror and she said, you probably experienced life like this. And this is why. And then it was just like, oh my gosh, I've been trying to like overcome this when all I need to do is just be like, cool.
Yeah.
Accept it. This is how I show up. And there's nothing to fight with. It's just all good. And it's just like, I mean, it completely rearranged my freaking head on these issues. I really have to talk to her. I should like text her while we're talking, except for she
no, that would be awesome. I would love to hear your reading. I do want to get an in-depth one for myself too. And then and I think we did do Nava's. I don't remember what hers is. It's just to inflict pain, maybe. I don't know.
Her and Asha, I feel like either they're gonna like rip each other's eyes out or they are going to like,
oh, they'll be besties and they'll start to conspire, and then
they might do something. I don't know, because Willem is already like, this kid is psychopath. Like, keeps all animals away from her. He's like, I guess I'm gonna have a job hiding bodies. And I'm like, probably, because she's crazy.
All right. So episode 3 is how to
Yeah.
be yourself. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Wait, episode 3.
13. I
Episode 13.
looked at it and I just saw the 3 and that's what stuck. It's 13. Right?
Oh shit. We didn't tell people what they were listening to and what we were doing. We just like started today.
Oh, that's okay. They know.
You know.
Yeah. All
Hey,
right. Let's go back. Let's go back. Welcome to SheKings. If you don't know what you're listening to, you're listening to SheKings, so welcome. And what is SheKings? Well, let me tell you. Every week we bring clarity to overused spiritual buzzwords and little known spirituality concepts so that you can live a life with more freedom and ease. This is episode 13. And thank you for
season 2.
Yeah, season 2, 13. Yep, absolutely. So now that we're all caught up, you're in the know, you feel complete. Let's go ahead and talk about, being yourself.
Yeah, how to be yourself. I love this topic, Allie. And go ahead.
No, I mean, because when we were putting it together and talking, I'm just like, shit, like, yeah, there's so many ways to not be yourself, but then so many ways to be yourself.
Yeah, man. And I think it seems like a ridiculous topic, actually, to be yourself, but it's actually well needed. And I think that as I was pondering the topic, it becomes so clear how we are all living in boxes, self-created, societally created, familially created. That's a word that I just made up.
I love it.
In my dictionary. But like all of these boxes that we've created, and we don't even realize it. Like we really, really don't even realize it. And so, I mean, I think our hope for this this episode is that people can start to wake up to where they're not being themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessarily clear.
Yeah.
So when it comes to being yourself, being themselves, what are people doing? What's actually going on out here?
So the one that I notice a lot is that we get stuck in other people's ideas of how we should show up. And that was like one of our first shows was wearing the labels, the hats, all that stuff. And we get stuck in it. Like, this is how you should show up. This is what a good mom looks like, a good wife, a good friend, a business owner, a Black female. Like, this is how you should show up. And you start to buy into those beliefs. But are they yours? Like, are they? Yeah.
And we're in a society where they're constantly thrown at you, right? Like you are constantly being shown where you're not being good enough. Enough. And, to keep up with the kid thing, like Asha has this thing that she wants you to pick her up when she's walking.
Yeah.
And the other day she wanted to ride her bike. And so I have her, Charlie, her bike, her baby doll, and we're walking, just taking Charlie for a walk. And then she decides that she wants me to pick her up. And so I'm like, I cannot hold you, your baby, and your bike. She's heavy.
Yeah.
And so she starts freaking out. And the dog is off the leash. And when I tell you that like all of society walking past that day was looking at me like, you are the scum of the earth, because what I did was I grabbed her bike and just like started running down the street. Not fast, but I was like, we're gonna have to speed up this get home thing. I can't pick her up. And so she's like screaming, mama, Tilla, which means pick me up. Just like speed walking down the street, light jog, because I want her to follow me So we could just like get off the street and like, oh my God, people were fucking disgusted. And I was like,
I'm going to look for you doing that on YouTube because somebody was videoing it.
like she's a terrible mom. But like, I mean, just literally every part of society. And like, that's the type of thing where people will switch it up. They'll do something different because like, that's not what it is to be a good mom. A good mom figures it out. A good mom picks everything up. A good mom just leaves. I don't know what I was supposed to do, but like, that's what came to me.
Back out. Put that bike on your neck.
Exactly.
Under one arm, the baby, the doll.
Yeah, but I mean, as a lawyer, if I didn't stay late, like you could feel the looks that you would get. One time I was laughing. I was at work. It was after 10. I'm laughing and working on a big case. And another lawyer, whom I love still to this day, came down and she said, "Oh, we have time to laugh?" Oh, really? I'm like, bitch, I'm at work. It's after 10. I'm not leaving for hours. I have got a bag of, you know what I usually say? I'm going to stop myself because I just found out my mom listens. She's like, every time I hear you curse, I just clutch my pearls. I'm like, eh.
I'll say it. You have a bag of dicks for her.
A bag of dicks right here for you. Leave me alone. But it's really like in that world, and I think just most, sort of corporate places, there's a certain way that you've got to be. You're buttoned up and serious. And yeah.
And a lot of it is subconscious. Like we don't recognize these rules that we're living by subconsciously. Like we seriously tote the line and fall in line because that's what's been programmed in us since a young age.
Yeah, I mean, so I was going to be a lawyer who didn't fall for the okie doke, as they say. And I woke up one day and I'm like, bitch, how did I get here? How did I end up like thinking it was strong to work these ridiculously late hours instead of thinking it was strong to be like, it's a hard no for me because I'm tired.
Yeah. So yeah, we all get sucked into that. And we're working towards like a higher, better, new and improved version of ourselves. Like always working towards what is the next best version that we forget like who we are. And we're just like, now I need to be this. Now I need to do this. Now I need to do that. And it has nothing to do with who you are.
It's absolutely right. I'm still laughing thinking, can you imagine me with a little baby bike running down the street, Asha running behind me and a dog running behind her? It was a mess. It was just.
I want to see videos next time.
It was clown show.
Put your head behind you and start recording.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Okay, but yeah, no, we're always trying to be like higher, better, bigger, more.
Yeah.
And so you're never quite like just what you are at this moment.
Yeah. Because what if the version of you, your true version in that moment, is like what you're doing, to do absolutely like nothing. I'm relaxed, I'm unplugged, I'm sitting in the silence. Like, can you imagine if that was requested of people? Like, this is actually who you are. So go ahead and tap into that. Like I don't think people could handle it.
I mean, up until, recently, I don't think I can handle this.
I know I could.
But you're an Energizer Bunny.
It's like I totally can do that.
It's crazy.
Right. And then
people can't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of times people are asked to do it because they're sick. Or, me, I had surgery a few years ago. I couldn't do it. And so I ended up having an extended recovery time because I just go. Because I had to be bigger, better, make more money, more. Yeah.
And it's funny too, because what our definitions of negative and not acceptable are come into huge play when we start talking about who you are. So sitting down, not doing anything, for most people, that is a negative, right? I'm not being productive. I'm wasting time. I'm not contributing. And so then we bypass that calling in us that could be saying, you need to sit, you need to relax, you need to do this and this and this, because we say these are negative traits. They're not, it's laziness. It's whatever it is. It's greed to take time,
Yes.
selfishness, to take time for yourself, to go to the spa, to do whatever. And yeah, and then when you add on, talking down to yourself, berating yourself, which I have a lot of clients who are just like, I should know better. I'm being lazy.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. And then even the stuff that we and clients and humans don't say, like, I shouldn't be angry right now.
Yeah.
I don't cry, right? So that's one of the things that we were told and we tell ourselves, and hopefully we're not telling other people that anymore. But it's just like, this is negative. This is what women do, but you're in the workplace now, so we don't need your tears here. But drink these tears, okay? They will make you powerful. Okay, you're welcome. But yeah,
Tears. Yeah.
or being a black human in this world, like, as a black woman, angry black woman, don't be angry, but bitch, I'm angry, but I'm mad right now. So, but we press that down. And so again, like, rejection of self. Absolutely.
And like, boys don't cry, right? Or boys
Oh.
will be boys. Just like
Oh.
that. Yeah, we're creating these boxes that subconsciously we don't even know we're a part of, but we're just starting to play it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
for you, what does it look like to really be yourself for you?
I mean, for me, I feel like at bottom, being yourself is not work, right? Like, for me, like, it's like at bottom, it is moment to moment, right? So even in my, like, sort of stationary way of dwelling right now, I don't make that identity, right? Like, it's a joke that we have because it's mostly true. But on a day that someone says, come on, let's go do something, if that sits well in my soul, like, I'll get up, I'll be active, and I'm still like, when the energy shifts and says, Erica, focus on your taxes for a little while. Erica, record with Allie, whatever it is. It's like, really, like, in this moment, I am whatever I am. And I think that it's just not fighting that, just letting it be, and becoming aware of when that voice in your head says you shouldn't be like this right now, or you should be like this, that which you are not. And just finding the silence.
Yeah.
And letting whatever you actually feel come up without fighting it. Like, for me, that is being yourself. What do you think?
For mine is like, I'm totally myself when I let myself ebb and flow to change.
Yeah.
So if I like shared my whole life, I've been doing this, and then I quit this and I do this, and then I just like I'm constantly like moving and reinventing myself, because that's me.
Yeah.
In the Aborigines, I read this book, and when they go through, it doesn't be a big life change, it could be small, they completely change their name.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because now they're taking on a new version of themselves. And so for us to think that us is the same that we were, whatever, 60 seconds ago is silly.
Yeah.
This is years ago. Like, this is like, no, it's not you. So I love in yoga, so Shavasana is corpse pose. It's death, right? And then I move my students into fetal pose, which is rebirth.
Yeah.
Before they sit up. So basically symbolizing that the person that came in 60 minutes ago is not the person who will be.
Oh. The visual I just got of that, just the feeling of that, let's just let it sit there for a minute. Like, what? Like, as a yoga class, just going through the life cycle like that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I love it. And I end every single class the same way. And I say the exact same thing every single time, like, to remind my students, like, this is death, this is rebirth. So you're not the same person that's leaving. So really let that soak in, whether you are softer, kinder, whatever it is, like, let that start manifesting and showing up in your life like right now as we
Yeah.
in class. And so if you think of that concept, that everything that you go through in life, you are a different person. And if you're trying to still hold on to the you that was this and this and this
Mhm.
back in your 20s or whatever, then you're missing like this amazing person that you are, because you're trying to stuff you in like these ideas and this
Yeah.
way of being that it's old, it's gone. It should have been like that version of you should have been killed off a long time ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
I
so just that
love that.
constant change. And that's how I accept like this is me. If I'm not changing, if I'm not doing something, if I'm not listening and just like, ooh, I'm called to do this, or now I'm called to do that, then that's when I feel that I'm not, I can use the terms like stuck or whatever. And then
Mhm.
I work with those feelings. Like, why do I believe that I'm stuck and all that? But that's a totally different show.
But I think that what you're saying with that is you do feel stuck when you have created some image of who you have to be or who you think you are, and like getting to it doesn't feel possible. It's like banging your head against the wall. So, I remember last year having this huge realization that I thought I had to be a nice girl, right? Like whether it was the grocery store or my neighbors or whatever, I just like thought I had to be a nice girl. And so I was constantly feeling trapped, constantly feeling like, mm, like I can't even explain it. Like like trapped in my own idea of who I was supposed to be, and it was absolutely terrible. And I think that that stuck feeling or that frustrated feeling when you are dealing with people that you think you have to deal with. So one of my clients, I was working with them on family stuff, and like getting to that point where you're like, you know. I don't know. And like I always go to family because it seems like sacrilege. You know what I mean? Like, how could you possibly say, like, forget about mom or forget about dad or forget about brother or forget about sister? But if that person is bringing down your soul,
Yeah.
right? Ooh,
Chest kick them into the big black hole of the abyss.
bye,
Like on 300.
bye. And that might mean you still have some work to do, which I think we're gonna talk about next episode. But yeah,
Yeah,
that,
absolutely. We do put ourselves on the back burner because we say, this is how I need to show up. So I led a beginning Tantra workshop on Sunday, and there was this guy there, and it was all about giving and receiving. And so I was talking about, like, what do you want to receive out of life? And everybody's going around, like, or what is your desire? That's what it was. What is your desire? What would you like to get? And everybody's going around like, peace for myself and for others. And then he sat there and he goes, man, I really wanted to be a pilot, but now that I'm hearing everybody, I really want peace and love for my family. And I just looked at him. No, you, sir, fuck your family. You are a pilot. And
you're
so
a pilot.
you want to be a pilot. It's all about you. Like, don't put you, this version of you, like on the back burner, even if it's just, we're in a hypothetical situation, right? This is what I want for myself, for others, whatever it is. Because the most important thing about when you become yourself, when you really honor being yourself, you are fulfilled. And then that frequency kicks out from you. And then other people benefit from that frequency. And then they feel a certain way. And then they kick it out. And then that's how it makes change. Worrying about your family is going to lower your vibration. Like, let them worry about themselves. So when you focus on yourself and you really honor that and not give a fuck about what other people think or what they think you should be doing or how you should be showing up, that's when you start to make changes, not just in your world, but in the world around you.
Yep.
And so honoring it, like absolutely honoring it. Like if you're a mom and you're just like, I need to show up, I need to be on the PTA, I need to be in my kids' rooms. Like, no, you don't. Like, dear God.
Don't do that.
Give those kids a break. You see them all the time. They don't need you. Like, that's going to be a hard no.
Unless that's your thing.
Unless
which,
that's the thing, right? But I
you
mean,
know, you won't find that on this on this
nope.
on this podcast, but there are plenty of podcasts if you that's your
No.
thing.
And I went to, so for me to be a good Baji, right? I mean, Jamoris was the first grandbaby. I went to absolutely everything that he did. His miserable Christmas presentation. I sat there for like 2.5 hours, like, yes. And Navas came up December, and Aaron's just like, hey, do you want to go? And I'm like, absolutely not. Nope. I don't take care of Masai, so he won't be freaking out because he wasn't feeling good. I got Masai. You guys go. She's like, no, I hear you. And I'm like, good, because I can't.
I can't do it.
I'm not sitting. I've sat through so many. I'm just like, no, that doesn't. So, and be okay with it. I mean, I did wrestle a little bit. Like, you went to JJ's, go to Navas. And then I'm just like, no, I don't want to go.
I don't want to. And like, I'm sure I've said this before because it's such a powerful idea. Is there any better reason for not doing something than I don't want to? Like,
No.
literally, like, there's no need to lie. Like, oh, I'm busy, I'm this, I'm that. Like, that might make people feel better, I guess. But like, the I don't want to, like, how freeing is that? Like, because that's the truth.
It is the truth. And it's like, I've been with Erin for all of her births, pretty much all of her births. And I don't want to do it again. Like, it hurts me to see her in pain. Like, I have a hard time shifting it and clearing it out.
Yep.
And I just want to take it on. And
Yep.
so I didn't know how to bring it up for this birth. And then she said, and so I'm just like, well, I mean, and so she brought it up. She goes, hey, are you okay if Audrey comes? Her older sister's Adriana. If she comes with me, and I'm just like, thank you, universe. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet that you guys want to be there together. I love it. No, I'll watch all the babies. Me and Mark got it. We'll do dinner. We've got them.
Yes, you guys do that.
Like,
Awesome.
that's the only one. Of course, I wouldn't have her do it by herself if nobody could show up for her. Of course, I'd be there. But I just like, I don't want to do it. Like, it's so hard to watch children be in pain, even if it's for something as beautiful as childbirth. Like, nope, I don't like it. I don't. All right, we could rant on about this topic for absolutely ever.
So
but,
yeah, let's get to homework, I guess. But I was thinking about one thing about this being yourself. I'm working with someone who loves working with introverts.
Right.
And what we noticed as we were coaching is that she had in her mind that in order to show up fully and completely, that introverts were just going to have to do certain things, right? Like, you're just going to have to it's just a part of, living this life and showing up in a certain way. And it was just really interesting as we worked through it, that as much as she was trying to empower people to own this aspect of their personality, at bottom, she did have this idea that in order to have the impact and the experience that these people wanted, they were just going to have to push that down and like take on what she saw as something required by society in order to succeed. And so, again, she wants people to be themselves and to own being themselves. But like, there were these little ideas that, well, absolutely, you're an introvert. I'm going to be the person to respect that. But you're going to have to, speak on stages. If you want to have impact, you're going to have to, be present in this way on social if you want to have impact. And it's like, you just have to work through the awkwardness of that. But it was a complete rejection of, and so I just wanted to point that out just because it can be very, very subtle, these ideas that we have. Like, of course you have to do this, even though it goes against everything in your soul, right? And so as you think about your homework, which I'm not even quite sure if this matches up, but as you think about your homework, become aware of those tiny little rules, those tiny little masks that you put on because you think you have to. And then ask yourself, can I even take that off as well? So
Yeah.
setting the stage, Ellie, what is the homework?
So I want you to think about one thing that you have been stuffing down, right? This is something that I really wanted to do. So, I mean, so my husband, his ex-wife was like, I do all the cooking, right? You don't know how to cook. That's a female's role. And so he's never cooked. And then, I mean, it's been what, 17 years? Like right when he left, I don't cook. So then that means we don't eat. And he started cooking, and he's so like he loves to cook, and he's so good at it. Like that's the real version of him. So if there's something about you that you're not honoring because of a story or whatever, you know, if for women, you know, don't be so sexual, right? Don't, you know, don't let that flow from you. But it feels good for you to be sensual and sexual, which by the way has nothing to do with intercourse. It's just a way that you present yourself. Then start, like, pick one thing and be like, no, I'm gonna start honoring this. And like, and sexual can come through as like, and sensual, like belly dancing or dancing in general, or just picking something that you know it is you, and then you've just been stuffing it down because of different ideas, and be okay with it. Because we see all those little posters and whatever, you know, be yourself, everybody else is taken. You know, your best one quality is your uniqueness, just all the stuff. But then when it comes down to it, when we do see somebody different, we're just like, oh, they're kind of weird.
Yeah.
Right. They make me uncomfortable because they're so out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so just pick something that feels good for you to do, that you've always wanted to do, and do it. And mine would be dancing. And I still, like Sunday, I dance, and that felt good. Yeah. What would be one of yours?
You know, the other day, I did leave the house. A friend came from Saint Marta, from the island that I was just living on. And I was listening to this like crazy dance music on the tram going through town. And
Mhm.
like when I got off that tram, I was like, I want to dance. I want to dance. And so, Allie, I was like literally like arms in the air, like walking and dance. I was literally like at the club, um, like on the sidewalk
Yeah.
and like dancing.
Yeah.
It just felt so good. And I'm like, I'm sure people are like, she's an absolute freak show. And I was just like, praise the Lord, I'm free. And
Right.
it just, yeah, just like breaking these ideas of like who you have to be. That is myself. I love to dance. I do it around the house. Why do I have to lock it up because I left the house? Fuck that.
Exactly. And be okay with it. And two, I invite people to notice how people are being themselves instead of labeling it as weird, or like they must be off their meds, whatever we tell ourselves to make
Or
us.
they need attention, right? Because
Yeah,
I think I would have, if I would have saw somebody dancing the way I was dancing that day, I'd have been like, oh God, somebody,
someone needs some attention.
somebody go get this person a conversation, tell them that they're cool.
Right.
They're
So
so
that's
great.
perfect for you to start noticing that, and like your stories attached around other people too. And it's like, no, they're just being themselves. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And we do. And I like, and I see it coming up when the babies are starting to be like, what, like my daughter says, extra, like just so extra.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, hey, mellow down. And then like, why? Like, why? And I'm catching myself, like, why do they need to mellow down?
That's
Well,
exact. I mean, I do that with Asha all the time. There's like, I will not anymore, but like initially, just like, don't do this, don't do that, don't splash in the tub, don't, sit backwards in your chair to eat your food. Don't. Why? Like
yeah,
that's what like her soul is asking her to turn around backwards with her back to the table and like eat her food by reaching over her shoulder. Well, I mean, who am I to say that's a bad idea?
exactly. Exactly. So yeah, just notice it in yourself, give yourself the allowance to do something that feels good for you, and it'll change moment to moment, and be okay with that.
Yep.
And then just notice it in other people, and just honor it in other people instead of creating a story like they're weird, they're whatever. Just honor it. So yeah, so that's good. We could rant on with this, like I said, for forever for a topic. But tell the people how they can find you, Miss
EricaDanielle.com. ericadanielle.com. Schedule a session with me. And the awesome thing about coaching with me is that I'm not really there, right? It's like literally like you with you. And I'm like digging into your soul and like translating what it's been trying to tell you. And so it's these like really, these really awesome sessions. And I love doing the free consultations. And it really is a pressure-free zone, also because I don't work with everybody. So even
Well,
if you,
right there is pressure. If you talk to work, oh,
you better bring it, you better be fucking ready if you call me up. And like,
yeah.
that's for real, because not everybody is. And I don't know why I'm talking about this. Oh yeah, because you asked me where to find me. So ericadanielle.com, that's where you can really find me right now.
Yeah.
Allie, where do they?
Allie Duncan be seen on the Facebook and the Insta, and then you guys please go to YouTube and give us a review, 5 stars, so we can start personalizing our channel. And
Yeah,
then,
subscribe, people.
yeah, let's get it going. And I've been promoting the website on Instagram, so if you've been following us, you know that it is there. And we're just doing the things. We're just showing up. So thank you guys for showing up, for being on this journey with us, and send us a message so we don't feel like we're so alone. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
Message anyway.
Message us, the SheKings at gmail.com.
On Instagram or on Facebook. I'm on it like all the time, every day.
Yeah. And yeah, the SheKings on Instagram, and then SheKings.com for the website. Soft rollout.
And it's so pretty. So if you haven't seen it, check it out.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And if you guys have anything you want to contribute, if you guys want to write for something very SheKingy, for the website, then definitely let us know. We would love to include you.
Let's support our SheKing community. All right, y'all. I am out, and we will talk to you in a week.
Holla.